Hey everybody, welcome to Solo Creator Q&A, Wednesday Night Live, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you're all doing well. I'm doing great. Actually, been able to get caught up on editing. So, I finally have a review of the Sony ZV-E10, which is, I think, pretty cool. Should I post it tomorrow or Friday? That's the question. Tomorrow or Friday? I'm not sure. Anyway, also, this channel passed 50,000 subscribers since the last time we streamed, which is mind-blowing. Holy crap, it's amazing. So, thank you all for being part. Real quick before I say hi to people, if this is your first time on the stream or first time being here on this channel, this is all about questions and answers. So if you have questions about specific cameras, lenses, drones, audio equipment, lighting, whatever, video stuff, you can ask it here in the chat, and I will do my best to answer it there. Other people in the chat are fantastic too, and they will also help answer those questions. So ask away, and we'll do my best to answer. It's just too hard to do it in the comments. Like, I try and keep up on the comments, and that usually goes okay, but it just is a lot harder to have more of a back and forth about it. So let's see. I know Big Water UAV Solutions was here. Winter's good. Thanks for asking. It's still too early for my liking. Usually I like mid-October to late October is better, but, you know, whatever. Richard Black, I hope it's cooled down for you, or starting to cool down at least. Yeah, Maddie's Drone World, how you doing, man? Reptilian Research Redux, nice. How you doing, man? Thank you. Appreciate the kind words. Richmond Ariels, let's see. Good to see you. Brian Peterson, I did, yes. Actually, things went very well and very fast, thankfully. So I was able to hop an earlier flight back, which is nice. I was filming in Fairbanks, and everything went really well. So I was able to come back a little earlier than I anticipated. I was actually expecting to be sitting in the airport with my phone, live streaming. I'm glad I wasn't, because the internet and cell phone signal up there was not very good. I could have probably live streamed, but it might not have been very good. So, thank you guys for the kind words and the congratulations on 50K. It's pretty exciting. When I started 3 years ago, I don't know. I just didn't expect this to happen with what's happened. So, yeah. Creative video tips. Will I get an A7 IV to review? If by get one you mean I'm going to buy one and do a bunch of reviews and content about it and with it, yes. Will I get one to review? Like, will Sony send me one early? I don't want to say absolutely not, but there's a 99.9999998% chance that Sony will not send me one to review, even though I would love it if they would. I don't think I'm a big enough creator for them to even be on their radar yet, but you know, be awesome. But I am going to buy one because I need a good B camera for my A7S III, and yeah, I'll be making a bunch of content about it when I get it, so it'll be very exciting. Mark Lazenby, nice to see you. Welcome. My audio sounds different. I don't know why it would sound different. It's running through all of the same normal stuff. So my voice might sound different because I am a little hoarse and dry from all the flying and working and not drinking enough water. Hence this right here. Thank you, Exalt. I appreciate it. Thank you. I am still in Alaska, Patrick. Yeah, I don't know why. I've had a bunch of people ask me when I'm moving, and I, to my knowledge, haven't said I'm moving. I know some of my videos have not been in Alaska lately because I was working in a lot of different places in the other United States this summer, but yeah, Alaska is still my home and my home base, and I hope it is that way for a while because I like it here, even with winter and the dark winter nights and stuff. I do like it a lot. So, couple of things. The Sony ZV-E1 E10 review, I keep calling it the E1. The E10 review will be coming, and it'll be live on Friday. Keep an eye for that. I hauled this camera I don't know, I hiked like 30 something miles with it. I climbed 8,000 something feet total. And then also flew in a helicopter and a small airplane to test and review this camera. It's ridiculous. I think this is probably the most traveled review that I've done on my channel as far as like going places, doing things. And so, yeah. Should be good. Hopefully it'll be good. It'll be entertaining, at least. I think you'll enjoy watching it because it has a lot of spectacular scenery. Mark H, thank you. I am doing well, man. I hope you're doing well too. Yeah. We need to get in touch. So, I will try and do that soon. There's some pretty awesome stuff coming up on the channel too. I can't talk about any of it yet, other than to say there's some pretty awesome stuff coming, because anything else beyond that would be breaking NDA. But yeah, it's going to be an exciting month. Very, very exciting month. But a couple of things I can tell you about are Viltrox sent me their 24mm 1.8 lens, which is for Sony, which is autofocus. It's small, it's light, it's fairly inexpensive, and so far, the little bit of testing I've done with it, it's pretty nice. I like it overall. It has a few issues, but not bad. So I will be doing a test and review of this and comparing it to the 24mm G Master. And then this arrived yesterday. This is the Tamron 18-300 for Sony APS-C. It's like, good gosh, that is a big, big, big lens. Yeah. Let's see, can I switch to this? Nope, 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 nope. No, there we go. Wait, there it was. So this is the Sony, the Tamron 18-300 handheld, obviously. Yeah, just like, man, pretty wild and crazy stuff. So if you're ever wondering what the Tamron 18-300 is capable of, let's see. What's my auto white balance? There it is. Let's see. This is at 18 millimeters, handheld, and apparently not in focus now. Why is it not in focus? There we go. Anyway, but yeah. And in case you're wondering, like, what 300 millimeters will do, oh, look at that jello. So, review of this one coming soon. Also, or soonish, anyway. Yeah, very interesting times. It has a vibration compensation. There's so some sort of image stabilization built in. Pretty cool. Yeah. So let's see. Hey, Shutter Speed, nice to see you. That's what you're interested in Mega Zoom reptilian research? Awesome. Well, stay tuned. Coming soon. Love to rip FPV. Do you find you get what you pay for with the Tamron lenses? What do you mean, love to rip FPV? Yeah, what do you mean? Exactly. Get what you pay for. So, and Lon, this is for APS-C, not for full frame. So it's would that be like 28 millimeter? Yeah, 27 millimeter to 450 millimeter all in one zoom. That's ridiculous. Now that I say it out loud, that's insane. It'll be fun to go test with that. Yeah, that'll be very interesting. Love to, with the image quality. So actually, to be honest, I have found the image quality to be like on par with, say 99% on par with most of the similar Sony zoom lenses. And not the cheap Sony zoom lenses, but like the GM series zoom lenses. In some cases, the Tamron image quality has been better than the image quality out of the Sony zoom, the GM lenses, the zoom lenses. You can't really compare like prime lenses with zoom lenses because the optics are just so different, the engineering is so different. Prime lenses will always be way sharper than a zoom lens. But yeah, so the quality of image, I have found them to be as good as the Sony GM lenses 99% of the time. Pardon me. With some trade-offs, you don't get image stabilization on all of and on most of them, but they've been fantastic. And in a couple of cases, they've surpassed the quality. I don't know why. I feel like I'm still like blown out. There. That's better. Yeah. Anyway. Thank you. Thank you all. Yeah. Okay. So the other thing is, I posted a video. If you don't know, you can be a member of the channel for I think $2 or $5 a month, and I post behind the scenes of the videos that, not all of them, but I post a video behind the scenes of like the videos that I go out and make. So what I thought I would do tonight, just for a bit, is I posted a video that is actually only for members and patrons, which thank you to anybody on here who's a member or patron. I know a few of you are. And it was me going to look for ice caves. And I took you along on the journey of me trying to go see if I could get access to any ice caves in certain places here in Alaska. And so you got to see that if you're a member or a patron. But I also wanted to show you just a little bit of what a behind the scenes of like what going out to review this camera is. Just to give you a little taste of, you know, what you can be if you want to be a member or a patron. So sweet, right there's our destination, that little cabin. Almost there. This thing's taking some really great photos. I can't wait to get back and see what they look like. Now tomorrow, we're gonna actually go to the backside, hike 2.5 or 3 miles across a glacier to find an airplane wreck. You don't wanna miss that. But for now, let's go back, figure out what these photos look like and some of the video clips, and then we'll continue to test and review this camera in one of the coolest locations possible. Day 2, we're not climbing the top of that glacier, we're actually climbing up in there. And today I got Eric Olson with me. Safety in numbers.
That's right.
But we're gonna be testing some more photos, video, and audio capability of this camera by climbing to the backside of a glacier and looking for an old airplane wreck. And whatever else we might find on the way. Well, we made it to the tip of the glacier. So far, I'm impressed by the photo quality of the camera. It's done really well. The one downside I know I can see with this is that it's not weather sealed. So I've had to be careful like around the waterfalls and places like that to make sure water doesn't get into it. But obviously the weather today is beautiful. Not too worried about it. We might even find some ice caves to go poke our heads into and see what we can see up there. I know there's some big, but those are bad ones. Don't go in those ones. That's the end of the glacier that's falling apart. So we've reached the glacier. Time to put on some safety gear and start walking on blue ice and being careful. Ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Just three-ish miles up that way. Oh gosh, it's cold. But really good. We found it! The helicopter blade Oh! It's a little more beat up than last year. Or maybe this is a different piece, but we found one of the things we came for. Okay, so we found two pieces. Last year when I came up here, I only found one. But this year, we found the piece I found last year and the other piece. Look at this, dude, that's way bigger than I remember. That's huge. Anyway, both of these pieces are coming out with us, one way or another. So when you're traveling on a glacier and you need to mark your path home, you just find pieces of airplanes and helicopters to mark your path, I guess is what we're doing.
That's how we do it.
Anyway, onward and upward, because up there is a lake that's really cool. And then we'll talk more about the capabilities of this camera. We made it to the lake in the middle of the glacier. How beautiful is that? Is that not just incredible or what? Absolutely amazing. Anyway, picture time. This camera is not bad for vlogging, and even in places like this, it's doing a really good job. I've been impressed by how well it's doing so far. It's a pretty strong wind blowing this way, but the audio, I mean, there's wind noise, but it's not bad. You can deal with it in post. Obviously, I got the drone there. And then Eric's swimming down there, which is crazy because that water is ice cold. But yeah, we're gonna capture that real quick. And then we'll go up a little further and see. I think there's some ice caves up here we can get into. And now I think we're gonna have a little snack, go right up here, see if we can find the airplane wreck that's up there, and then head down because it's getting later and we've got a long way to go back to get off this glacier and back to the car. There's part of the wing. That's part of the skis.
Front part of the float.
Yep, part of the float. There's more pieces in the water here. And then the steering wheels are up there. And the seats are up there too. There it is. The places I get to go. Amazing. Also, there's a really strong wind, so I'll be shocked if any of this audio actually turns out. This is Blackstone Bay. Over there, that's Blackstone Glacier, which a big ice field feeds into that. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. On the other side over there is 5 glaciers that all feed into this, so a total of 7 that feed into this Prince William Sound. The wind is actually not too bad today. Normally it's blowing like 50, 60 miles an hour up here. The last time I came up here, I could barely stand because it was blowing so hard. But today is rather nice, which is, you know, appreciated because it's a lot scarier to stand on top of a 2,500 foot face of a cliff when the wind is blowing you off. And there you go. So I didn't actually plan on playing the entire video for you, but what the heck. So that's what members and patrons get to see as often as I can. All of the extra stuff that doesn't make it into the video. Most of that was shot with the Sony ZV-E10. And that review will be live on Friday. That review, that was a big part of it there, that area there, that hike. And then a bunch of it was filmed in a helicopter down in out of Valdez. So some really spectacular spots there. And yeah, some really cool things. So that airplane crash was a Cessna 180, crashed back in 1981 or 82, if I remember right. And the reason it's like so flattened now is it's 40 years later, and that area up there especially gets an incredible amount of snow. Hence the reason there's glaciers up there, because it, lots and lots of snow. So that's what's flattened the airplane. But it is bizarre when you go there. That crash, everybody did die. And when you go there and you see, the fishing poles, the nets, a thermos, a watch band, all of the things that are there, it's sobering, and also a very real reminder that, it's dangerous, and you there's lots of things that can happen up here. But moving along. So if you're a member of Patreon, or if you want to be a member of Patreon, you can be. There are links in the description and down in the, join button and stuff like that. And that's the kind of stuff you get access to. Yeah. End of sales pitch for that. So, but yeah. And then Mike Hernick said I should have used a sled. I would have loved to, actually, except for all the crevasses. That would have, I would have not made it back for sure if I'd tried that, but it would have been cool. And I didn't bring those back with me. Really wanted to, but that one piece was huge. In fact, let me see if I can find a photo of it for you. The one piece I really wanted to bring back, which is the blade tip of, and it's a blade tip of a Huey helicopter. So a Huey is, they were made famous, probably most famous in Vietnam, but I gotta wait for this thing to pick up. There we go. So that's me holding that blade tip. I'm 6'4". That is a sizable blade. That dude's 6'3". So I wasn't quite prepared to actually bring it back. Like we didn't have the right kind of pack to pack it on or anything like that. So we left him up there. I would like to go back. I can't do it this year. There's too much snow now, but I would like to go back and pick it up. The weird thing is, and we found the entire blade. We found a few more big pieces up there, all in that area. But the weird thing is, there's nothing. Nobody can find any record of the helicopter incident. Obviously, there was an incident. You don't lose a whole entire blade from a Huey without something not going well, but there's just no record of anything up there. So I don't know if it was, a helicopter that went up there to recover that plane wreck or take people up to figure out what happened to that plane wreck or what, but yeah. So if you want to be a member, Patreon, that's the kind of mindless dribble you get from my trips. You get a whole bunch of the extra footage that didn't make it into the review video or the whatever video I made, and then a whole bunch of like antics and shenanigans that whoever like Brian Peterson's gone with me on some trips. Whoever goes with me, we get into all kinds of antics and shenanigans. So who knows? Yeah. The drone footage was an Air 2S, Mark. Yeah, absolutely spectacular. And Bretner, the arc lines on top of the ice flow, those are from the ice flow moving downhill. So as it moves over uneven ground, the cracks will open like this, and then as it goes back, they'll close up. So a lot of those, incidentally, were smaller than the year before when I climbed up there, because the whole glacier had moved downhill a little bit. But yeah, they're very dangerous. But yeah, it's if you're smart and you're careful and you're safe, then you can do well. If you have some experience doing stuff up there, because it can be very dangerous. Chinook recovery, maybe, but that blade is definitely a Huey. A Chinook blade is 32 inches wide. The cord from the tip to the tail of it is 32 inches, and that was 20 something inches. And the only blade I could find that's covered in metal and is about whatever it was, 22 inches, is a Huey blade. So I sent the pictures to everybody that's friends of mine that flies helicopters or knows helicopters well, and that's what we came down to, is it has to be a Huey blade. Yeah. BDF. Yeah, so that total hike for the glacier was 16.5 miles. And we ended up climbing vertically a total of 4,000 feet, and we did it in 1 day. 6 miles of that was on glacier ice, which is intense, but yeah, lots of fun. So, Felipe, what laptop do I use for video editing? Do I need the MacBook M1X for video editing? Can you do it with a cheaper laptop? So Felipe, from what I've seen, the new M1 chip, like in the Mac Mini and the MacBook Air and the little MacBook Pro, is a phenomenal video editing computer. It crushes video. It even performs better than, I use a 16-inch MacBook Pro from 2 years ago, and the M1 chips just scream. I'm waiting for the M1X or whatever the next big MacBook Pro is, and I'll probably upgrade to that. But the M1, the regular M1 chip in the current Mac Mini, the littler MacBook Pro, and the MacBook Air is a phenomenal video editing laptop. So you could start there. UH1, yep, exactly. Thank you, FlyZone. Why are you not a... Yeah. Thanks, Agent J. Eddie, have I captured any fall footage shots in Alaska? Yeah, a few. Have I not showed you guys any of that? I guess not. Oh, yeah, I guess not. Okay, let me see if I have any on my phone, I can show it to you on my phone. Yeah, okay. So I did capture this photo here. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. This was the last part of the fourth trip I took with the camera to go, and this, to go, finish up the review of this camera. And then, let me see, I'm sorry, all these are going to be vertical video, and because that's the only thing I have on my phone. I'm so sorry, but you just have to deal with it. There we go. This is not vertical video. So this is as much fall footage as I've captured right here. Basically, me chasing my friend Keith around for a little bit on our way back. And yeah, so I haven't captured a lot of fall footage. The weather has been really squirrely, and it's been hard to really get much out there. So, but it has been, when the weather's nice, it's really nice. It's just, it's not nice that often. Lately, it hasn't been nice that often, so. Let's see. Hey, Bud Weaver. Welcome back, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Brad Alston. Let's see. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. FlyZone, do I think it's worth upgrading to the iPhone 13, or should you stick with your iPhone 12 Pro? Honestly, FlyZone, I would stick with your iPhone 12 Pro. I went from the 11 to the 13 Pro, which is a pretty big upgrade. But I would have stuck with my 11, honestly, if it was working 100%, and it's not. I can't plug it in, which means it's difficult to work with drones a lot, and then some other things were going wrong with it. So I upgraded to the 13 Pro. I'm happy with it, but Keith has a 12 Pro Max, I think, and I don't see the need to. We did a real quick comparisons, and neither one of us saw the need to upgrade from a 12 Pro to a 13 Pro. So, hey, Potato Soup. Let's see. James Smith Films. How long did it take me to master FPV? Probably a good solid year. You could do it in less. You just have to fly more. It's all about how much time you spend flying. So, yeah. I would say it took me a year till I felt confident in my skills. And then something would happen that would make me feel not so confident, like I'd crash into water or something like that. Bud, your 6S is out of date. Hey, if you're still rocking a 6S, man, my hat is off to you, bro. That's really good. Yeah, So, yeah, there was something else I wanted to talk about and show you guys, but I don't remember what it was now. But whatever it was, it must have been super important. Yeah. Photo Finn. Hey, man. I hope you're doing well. It's been a long time. Alaska's good. Getting much colder. It's snowing. And, yeah, got some big things coming up. Some big things for drone lovers, camera lovers, and, yeah, it'll be exciting. I think I might be able to go back to Valdez and do a little bit more drone work with the helicopter, which I think will be really fun. And maybe some other stuff. I don't know. So, Sam, you appreciate. Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. But my Illinois visit was good. It was really hot. Yeah, it just, you know, it was what. Yeah, so it was good. Carrie Flack, love the IceK drone footage. Would love to hear more about my experience shooting there. Carrie, yeah, you'll probably see some IceK footage content. Oh, thank you, Mark H, for the super chat, dude. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. You'll be seeing some more IceK footage, and I guess I'll shamelessly plug my membership and Patreon one more time, because if you remember, and if you're a patron, you would have seen a whole little adventure from a couple days ago where I ran up to see if I could get access to any ice caves. I found access to a couple. Some of them were sketchy, but yep. Anyway, so let's see. James Smith Films. Any news on the Mavic 3 release yet? It's either the A7 IV or Mavic 3 for you this year. So what I've seen on the leaks is that it looks like both of them are going to be released this month. The Mavic 3 like in the middle end of the month, and the A7 IV in the end of the month. The A7 IV release is highly dependent on the chip shortage that we are experiencing globally. I mean, I would assume the Mavic 3 release is too, but yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how available either one of those things are. But yeah. And then I saw a rumor where the Mavic 3 price, like for the Cine combo, is going to be like $4,600. And I was like, no, wait. If they're, even with ProRes and an SSD, I would not spend $4,600 on a small portable drone without interchangeable lenses. There's just no way. For me, the top end I would spend on a Mavic 3 Pro, like with a Fly More kit or anything, would have to be like $2,000 to maybe $2,500. But at $4,600, you're starting to approach an Inspire 2, which is a better drone from a video standpoint because you can change the lenses out. Anyway, rant. That's a rant, and I'm done. So, John Burnett, your dad still uses a flip phone? Nice. It is this nicest time of year, Photo Fin. It is. Flying of the Mavic 3 improved much? I don't know. I don't have one. I haven't flown one. I would assume it has. Like the Air 2S flies better than the original Mavic, the Mavic 2 Pro. It's just more stable and more responsive the way it feels. So I would assume, but who knows? Mark Lasseby says, the Mavic 3, Inspire 3, any news on release date for the Inspire 3? Which one am I looking forward to? I would love to see an Inspire 3. I don't see an Inspire 3 coming out this year. Maybe next year. But honestly, I kind of wonder if they're just going to go a whole different direction. I don't feel like they're that level of drone is in high enough demand that they're going to do it. And I think if the Mavic 3 specs leaks that have been out there are true, that it might be pretty close. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I did a project where I was intercutting Air 2S footage and Inspire 2 footage with the X7 camera, so the high-end camera, and I was shocked at how well they intercut. It was really amazing. Oh, the specs on the Mavic 3 make the Inspire 2 redundant? Yes and no. So if the Mavic 3 specs are correct, it is going to make it almost redundant from an image quality standpoint, sort of. You still won't get that same depth of field without the longer focal lengths. But we'll see. Hasselblad makes some great stuff. I'm sure they're doing some stuff on the Mavic 3, so they could come up with some pretty cool stuff. The Inspire 2, the big difference, though, is when you dual op and you have somebody who's flying the drone and they're only thinking about flying the drone, and somebody who is working the camera and that's all they're thinking about. That is a huge advantage the Inspire 2 has. Now, if they could take the stability and the control ability and the control link and the video feed and put it in the Inspire 3 from the Mavic series, so that the pilot of the Inspire 3 has got the same sort of ability to control and see everything, that would be phenomenal. And I think they will. I just don't know when they're going to release an Inspire 3. There's been no rumors about it at all, so I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. Mark H. Yeah, so you watched the behind the scenes video, I see. Yes, I do plan on going back to that cave with spikes because I really want to go down inside. That is a big cavern down in there, at least it used to be, and I want to go down and see what it's like. So I think I'm going back there this weekend, maybe weekend somewhere, Friday, Saturday, maybe. Sunday, I think I'm going to be in Valdez doing some work down there. But I do really want to get back up there. And I got to do it soon because there's already been a few avalanches in that area, which means the ice cave entrances are not going to be available for very long. As soon as we start getting significant snowfall, that valley becomes very dangerous. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed that video. November 5th, is that what they're saying, November 5th, Lon? Man, I've seen everything all around. Anyway. Andre asks, what camera lens would I recommend for wildlife photography on a $1,500 budget? I would get... Andre, I would get the Sony, either the A6400 or probably the A6600, which is, I think it's yeah, the A6600, if you can get it for around $1,200 bucks, or the A6400. Let me make sure I'm not steering you wrong here. $1,400. Yeah, not quite. Okay, never mind. So I would get the A6400, and then the Tamron. I mean, if you could swing it, this 18 to 300 probably. I haven't really tested a lot of it yet, but that would be a great wildlife lens because you have tons of reach, and that's what you need with wildlife. So that's what I would lean toward, an A6400. You'll probably need to put it on a tripod to get your good stable shots, but that's what I would do for. Richmond Aerials, have I heard of any successors to the A6600 besides full frame? Heard talk about A6900. Yeah, there's been rumor, like very rumor, not anything substantial that I've seen. So we'll see. And I think I caught up. Flyzone, you're sticking with the Air 2S. Man, the Air 2S is fantastic. I agree 100%. That is a great drone. If the Mavic 3 Pro is going to be too out of reach financially for people, but you've got around $1,000, $1,200, the Air 2S all the way. That's a great drone. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, Law and I agree. You break down the prices: $500 for ProRes, a terabyte SSD for $1,000. I mean, but I get this is a terabyte SSD here, and I get it for $250 at Best Buy. So it's not necessarily, but it's DJI. I know they'll do their thing. Smart controller V2, $1,000. Yeah, I get that too. Yeah, so we'll see. But the whole idea is that you're gonna save money by bundling stuff, and I just don't feel like. I mean, it could be wrong. The Mavic 3 Pro could just blow the Inspire 2 out of the water and be like, yeah, this is a $4,500 drone if you want all the premium options. But I feel like at $4,500, I would want the ability to put longer lenses on the Micro Four Thirds sensor, not on the little half-inch sensor or whatever they're putting in behind the zoom camera. And the zoom, by the way, is a fixed zoom. You can't. There's no mention of it having the ability to zoom like from 2x to 7x or anything like that. It's just a zoom, but it does have a mechanical shutter, which would be great for photos. Right, BDNF guy? Yeah, they've evolved a lot. Mark H, I did, because I was trying to get Lance approval through AirMap, and I was like, oh, yeah. So I switched to Aloft as well. Aloft is great, actually. They made some massive improvements, Kitty Hawk has, and yeah. So, yeah, I switched to Aloft as well because AirMap has issues. Nice, John. That's a great combo. You should have great combo. Yeah, have fun. Thanks, Max Air. Appreciate that. James Smith Films. Do I have any tutorials about how to film the Northern Lights? Not yet. But I am going to, because I'm chasing the Northern Lights a bunch this winter, and I want to go out and film them for you. So I'm going to do a whole, like, it'll be somewhat of a vlog style of going out to capture the Northern Lights, but it'll be showing and teaching how to do it as well. I do have an astrophotography. It's actually mostly it's my 17 to 28 review, the Tamron 17 to 28 review, but I do give a lot of tips on how to how to take good astrophotography photos with that. So yeah, but that Northern Lights one specifically will be coming. I don't know when, because I don't know when I'm going to catch the lights, but it'll be coming. That's what I heard too, reptilian research. So I'm excited about it. I'm very, very curious to see what it's like. Like, you see all the rumors and leaks and everybody's like, ah! I'm like, yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I think a lot of them are pretty legit. I think they're probably pretty much right on. Exactly. Looking forward to the captures. Thanks, Ed Bretner. Appreciate that, man. Hey, Melanie. Thanks for checking in. Yes, Adrian, Aloft is Kitty Hawk. But Kitty Hawk's done a lot of work on it, and it's really, really fantastic. So the problem is the leaks aren't giving all the info. The bundle will probably be similar to the Mavic 2. Standard fly more will roll under $2,500. Yeah, that's what I think too, Lon. And yeah, I'm with you there. I'm like, oh, maybe if it can include the smart controller for $2,500, like I would be there. I would do that. I'm also curious to see if the new smart controller, if they'll make it backward compatible with the Mavic Air, the Air 2S, because that's an OcuSync 3 system. I would love it if they did. That'd be nice. But yeah, I do like the smart controller. I use it a lot. Yeah. Anyway, but it is due for an update. Mark H, did I find any new coffee spots out in the wilderness? Well, that lake. I had a cup of coffee at the lake there that I showed you earlier. Yeah, I actually haven't been able to get out as much as I've wanted to lately. So I'm trying to now that fall is kind of hitting, and I'm pushing to get out there as much as possible. Fall is hitting. It's hit. It's done. Like the leaves started coming off the trees today. So winter is here. It's on it. It's on its way. Heavy. But anyway, yeah. The Action 2 on October 20th. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe those dates got messed up. So, but yeah, I'm curious to see what the Action 2 is capable of as well. David Casada. Hey, Ray Kelly. Thanks for joining. You got a GoPro 9. Do I use filters on GoPros? I do when I'm doing FPV, and especially when I'm doing professional work. When I'm just like shooting whatever, I don't. I leave them as is. But anytime I'm doing like professional work or work that's I know I'm gonna go somewhere with it, then I'll put ND filters on there to make sure my shutter speed is correct. And the same with FPV. Anytime I do FPV stuff, whether it's just for me or for fun, I always do put the proper ND filter on there to make sure I get the right blur, motion blur. Ouch, Mark. Yeah, that's going to be spendy. And I'm curious to see, too, how they're able to keep up with the demand with, everything that's going on right now. It'll be interesting. Yeah, James Smith, no kidding. Yeah, I agree, Lon. Other than DJI just doing their thing. So Brian Peterson, too much time in the urban jungle to get wildlife coffee stands. That's right. That's why we are going out to get some coffee places here soon, out in the middle of nowhere. I'm not sure, Mark. I would assume it's in the same 1200 nit category. And my son is playing drums. Kids. Yeah, I think so too, Lon. It looks like the new smart controller is basically the old smart controller body and maybe the same screen with new internals. That's what it seems like. Oh my gosh. My son. Hold on a second. I'm going to play a teaser that you would see if you were a member of or a patron of the channel here, and I'm going to go tell my son to stop playing. And now, all right, I'm back. I told me I had to wait just a few more minutes. Almost there, almost done. You just need to wait. Let's see, 100 ships offshore waiting to be offloaded. Yeah, everything is just backed up right now. It's crazy. So, let's see, Robin Middleton, nice to see you. Cool ice cave photos, videos. You're much braver than us to get those shots. Well, hopefully there's some of those shots coming up soon. It's been hard to find ice caves that have been accessible or safe this year so far. So, and Brett, any advice on Android mobile replacement? A 64 to 128 gig internal with 256 SIM card, reliable, good GPS compass. I mean, honestly, I don't use Android at all, so I can't really comment on that. I've heard really good things about the Google Pixel phones, but that's literally that is as much as I know. So, actually, one of the Motorola Fold phones, I have a friend who uses that a lot to fly drones with, and he loves it because it opens up to be a big, huge screen that's like an iPad mini size, which would be pretty nice. Thanks, Shutter Speed. I appreciate that, man. There is a lot. I am going to be doing a lot more of that kind of content, like the 5 shots video that I did recently. There is going to be more of that coming because, yeah. Eddie Nunez copyright-free music going on. Exactly right. Yeah. James Smith, how do I price my services for aerials, day rates, and stuff? That's an excellent question, James. And a really, really hard one to answer. It's really hard, really complicated. I should do a video about it. I should do a video going like, hey, this is sort of the formula on how to price yourself. But it is really hard, really, really complicated. So, yeah, it's really weird. Let's see. Nate, is there any way I would take an internship or a shadow? I mean, I take people with me on trips occasionally, Nate. But, I don't know. Maybe I would think about it in the future. Possibly. What do you want to learn exactly? Okay, Jake, it's not their thing. DJI bent over backwards to make. No. I meant like it's their thing. Like they'll, like, you know, you can buy one of these, a 1 terabyte SSD, but like they did with the Inspire, where it's a highly specific. It's a use case specific SSD, and I get it. Like it's a drone. You can't just, you know, Velcro one of these on the side and then plug a USB cord in. You've got to have a whole system to interface it and all that. And so I understand it needing to be proprietary, but in the same vein, DJI has taken a lot of cues from Apple of kind of making sure it's sort of a closed garden thing. But I will say DJI does listen to feedback, and they do things like making the smart controller compatible with the Mini 2. At first they were like, no, we're not doing that. And then they did, which I really appreciate. So, pretty cool. Oh yeah, Nate, that's right. Yeah, I followed you on TikTok. I mean, the best thing right now I'd say is just keep watching the channel, because there'll be lots of tips and tutorial kind of videos coming about how to film and do stuff and edit drone footage and all that. So yeah. Reptilian research, you would charge more the more wires you have to dodge. Oh Lord, I've been on some job sites where it's like there are power lines and wires everywhere. You're like, perfect, this is gonna go real well. Reptilian, you want to try the glacier water? Man, it's good. It's also very cold. You're concerned the M3 will not work with the old smart controller during the processor limitations. The SSD is a problem because of the data speeds with ProRes. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I thought the same thing with the Mavic 3 and the old smart controller. Like, it'd be amazing if they made it compatible. And I think they probably could, but I don't know. Yeah, the old smart controller definitely shows a lot of age as far as its processing capability in what it can handle. Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm very, very curious to see what they packed into the Mavic 3. Adrian, do I have a YouTube video on beginner drone footage editing? I do have a couple of like basic editing techniques, videos out there. Yeah, see, and like there. I mean, I put together a whole playlist that's like, hey, these are like tips and tricks on how to improve your drone footage. So I would start there for sure, and then see where that kind of takes you. Where are my YouTube? Man, they love to change everything, and then I can't find it because they change it, and it just, I sound like a really old man. Anyway, this playlist, I would start with this playlist here. Yeah, there's a lot of good info in there. So ready for some astrophotography this winter? Yes, Mark, I can't wait. I'm super excited about doing some of that this winter. Let's see, struggles with the air too. Yeah, it does. It really does. So, any more questions from anybody? I'm going to approaching 5 o'clock, gonna wrap the stream up here, go have dinner with the family. Either way, it's been really fun hanging out with you all and getting to chat. I was glad to be back in the studio, not holding my phone up in an airport talking into thin air like a crazy person, because I'm sure that would have gotten all kinds of attention. But I was going to stream. Cisco V, what's my take on the Air 2S? It is a fantastic drone for under $1,500 or right around $1,000 if you don't want to buy the Flymore kit. I would do the Flymore kit though if you can. The Air 2S is excellent drone. Great image quality, really stable, really easy to control. Yeah. The only thing I wish that they would give us back tripod mode, like or the ability to really finally control the cine mode, because it's still too fast. But yeah, but it's a great drone. Reptilian Research. Make sure you in the control section, in the safety section, and there should be a warning section where you can set the how much percentage you want that warning to start at, and so make sure that's set at like 15 to 20%. And if that doesn't work, then I would do a complete refresh of your firmware. You plug it in the computer, refresh the firmware, and then yeah, go there. John Burnett, you're going to? Ooh, really? That's cool. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it for you. It is a good video. I like it. I've almost got it. Almost got it. It's like talking and chewing gum at the same time. There you go, John. That's the one. Good video. You too, Mark. Do I like cine mode on the Air 2S? I do. I just wish we had more fine-tuned control over how the drone reacts and responds. Like, I mean, I shoot in that mode a lot because it is better. It's easier to control than like the normal mode or sport mode. But I just wish they would give us the ability to like really slow it way down. Like the Mavic 2 Pro, when you do tripod mode, the thing is slow and like it's on rails. It's really great. So Felipe, for video editing, is iMovie software good enough? Yeah, iMovie's great. It has lots of ability to do a lot of things. If you want to get something a little more pro level, but you don't want to pay money, then get the free version of DaVinci Resolve. But be prepared to spend a lot of time watching a lot of YouTube videos about how to use it, because it's a lot of program there. But yeah, iMovie's great. Great place to start. DaVinci Resolve is definitely more like pro level. And then if you want to graduate to the paid version, you can. I like DaVinci Resolve too because they don't charge you a subscription every month, unlike Adobe, which I hate. Yeah, Lon, you're right. It does. It does. It just, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what the specs of the Mavic 3 are. I'm curious. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what the specs of that camera are when it actually gets out there. Like, how much dynamic range it has, what the transfer rate's going to be. Thank you, John. Appreciate that super chat, man. Appreciate it. Meta Lobo, have I tried the Cine Sticks by Scotty Make Stuff? No, but I really want to. I have it set in a cart, and I haven't pushed buy yet, but I really do want to, because they look I think that's the fix, is you put those on there and that really helps you out. So Adrian's World, I have not. I've seen it, but I haven't seen enough, and I haven't used it, so I can't really comment on what the quality is or not. So hey, Drone Kings, the advanced gimbal settings on the Air 2S. Yeah, there are those settings, but like in the Mavic 2, in DJI Go 4, the app, you could go in and fine tune everything, like the expo of the controls, how fast you wanted it to go, forward, the pitch, roll, yaw, everything. You could really fine tune the control and get it set. And they just took a lot of that away in the DJI Go app, which I wish they would let us get in there and do a little more work on it. But whatever. Lon, you hope it's the same as the Zenmove X5S? Yeah, me too. Like that, if they can do that, that would be amazing. I still don't think I'd spend $4,500 for like the ProRes RAW version or anything like that, but I would do $2,500 for the Fly More kit and the Micro Four Thirds camera if I can, if it approaches that sort of quality. That'd be amazing. You're welcome, Felipe. Have a good one, man. Oh, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Nate, you don't mean to sound desperate, but I'm down for anything as long as I'm a senior this year in college. Oh, cool. Drone service part-time. Shouted you would be a great impact on your life. But Nate, where do you live? You're not in Alaska. And that's an issue right there. If you don't live in Alaska, that's really hard. And even depending on where if you lived in Alaska, depending on where you live in Alaska, that can be a very large issue. Adrian, have I had any experience with Autel drones? I have not. I've wanted to get in touch with them. They got in touch with me, and then a lot of stuff happened. There was a big change up staff-wise, and I haven't gotten anything back since. So maybe again, hopefully sometime later on. Oh, look at that. It is time. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for being part of this channel. For those of you that are members and patrons, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There's lots of stuff coming for you. Behind the scenes stuff, special things that only you get to see because you're special. And thank you to all of you who sent a super chat and helped support the channel. It helps a lot. It helps me get to these places, gas money, coffee, all of that, and be able to film these things for you all. So hopefully you enjoy them. Even if it's something you're not interested in, hopefully you enjoy the videos anyway. On that note, I'll be back, I think same time, same place next week, streaming again. There's some spectacular stuff coming in the meantime. Hope you all are doing well. Be watching out for the video on Friday, which is the ZV-E10 review. The most amount of travel and distance and everything I have ever done for a single camera review is this one here, up to this point at least. So beyond that, thank you very much for being part of this channel. Thanks for being part of the community, and thanks for your support. I really, really do appreciate it. Until next time, be safe, be smart, and I'll see you again soon in the next video. Cheers, everybody.